Are you starting the violin as an adult? Are you thinking about it? Then this video is for you. First, some general observations, and then we're going to do 5 tips, just like I did in my last video, which if you haven't seen, check it out. So a lot of adult beginners come to me and ask, is it too late for me to learn how to play the violin? And my answer is no, it's never too late to learn an instrument. However, you want to manage your expectations. You don't want to have expectations that are too high so that you will be frustrated when you don't meet them and you're more likely to quit. Instead, have smaller, more manageable expectations, and you can go in and you can really enjoy being a beginner for a few reasons. One is that when you're a beginner, your learning curve is going to be a lot steeper. You're going to be able to actually see your improvement. One really good idea is to take a video of yourself first day that you start playing, and then take a video of yourself a month later. You're going to be able to see a tremendous improvement, and you can do that pretty much through the first year. Your learning curve is never going to be as steep as when you're just starting out on the instrument, so take advantage of that. And while you might not be sounding the way that you really want right at the beginning, you can at least enjoy that quick, steep learning curve. A lot of people have the idea that children learn more quickly than adults. In my experience, that's entirely false. As an adult, you're able to learn things much more quickly, have a better understanding of complex concepts, be able to solve your own problems. Not to mention, children sometimes are forced to take lessons by their parents and their motivation is at 0. While if you're starting the violin as an adult, chances are you have a lot more motivation to go. However, the one advantage children have in learning a musical instrument over adults is time. They have years and years of time of being children, and also they don't have a job, so they just have more time during the day. That is an advantage you just can't quite make up as an adult. However, you can use your analytical ability and organization to learn much more quickly. Also, keep in mind that if you have prior musical training, that this is going to help you learn the violin in a much quicker way than if you're starting from 0, which is also okay. But just keep in mind that if you do have that musical training, it will be a huge plus. Tip number 1, be honest with yourself. You're not going to sound very good for a while. Get used to that fact. Again, like I said earlier, enjoy your steep learning curve and have very humble goals right now. If your goal can be to learn a piece and sound relatively in tune in 6 months, then you're going to be excited when you can learn it in 3. However, if you set the goal of learning advanced repertoire or playing at a professional level this early on, then you're going to be sorely disappointed. So avoid that altogether by just being honest with yourself, looking at how much time you have to dedicate to this, and also find goals that are much more attainable. Related to that is tip 2, be patient. When children learn the violin, their standards are growing with their skill as an instrumentalist. In other words, when they're learning how to play right at the beginning, they have virtually no standards for how music should sound. We as adults have much higher standards for how music is supposed to sound. So when we play a squeak or we play out of tune, we hear it and we don't want to be like that. However, if you're patient with yourself and allow yourself to make plenty of mistakes, then again, you can enjoy the process and see that learning curve take off. Tip number 3, get organized. Budget your time for practice at a very conservative level, but see again, just like I said in my video for beginners and parents, see if you can set yourself a small amount of practice time, but consistent throughout the week, even if it's only 5 or 10 minutes to start. This makes the prospect of practicing much less daunting when you're starting out. And also keep in mind that there will be weeks and times that you're going to have work or family commitments that you won't practice at all. That's totally fine. Just see if you can be as consistent as possible and your improvement is going to be as quick as it possibly can. Along the theme of getting organized, also see if you can practice in a way that is focused on solving problems and breaking down issues into their constituent components. If you're able to practice this way, and you can even bring questions to your teacher so that they're able to help you with specific problems, then you're going to be learning it a much more efficient way. Number 4, relax. The number 1 technical problem I see with adult beginners is that even if their form is right and their hold is right, oftentimes they're approaching the instrument with a lot of tension. This comes in the form of both physical tension with tight hands and a tight grip, but also with mental tension. This is often if you're holding yourself to standards that are too high, or you're being really hard on yourself and you really want to get it right. This kind of tension is only counterproductive. And just know that if you're an adult and you're playing the violin, more than likely you're too tense, so relax. And tip number 5, don't go it alone. While there's an amazing wealth of information online for how to learn the violin, there's not going to be a quicker way for you to learn than actually going to a private teacher who can help you with your specific problems and your specific questions. Find a teacher in your local area or find online lessons. I can't go into details now, but just be aware that I will be sharing something very soon about an exciting opportunity for people who want to take online lessons. Besides lessons, you also want to find places to perform. Ask at your local music studio about adult recitals. Also, keep on the lookout for adult amateur orchestras, which are designed exactly for people who started the instrument as an adult. You can meet people who are just like you starting out on an instrument, and you can share that journey together. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching.